all the latest news making waves from business to politics, from sports to entertainment, and we got you everything in between. We got you with the most relevant stories. As usual, I remain your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu. And you know I can't sit on this alone. I need my panelists with me. Joining me in the studio this morning is Miss Debbie also and Miss Regina Bliss. Good morning, Ma.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
I'm good.
Oh, sorry the rain beat you. I'm so sorry, so sorry. You see how they love you people. They are here. Miss Debbie safe. Rain beat them.
All of us, rain beat us.
Oh, rain beat all of us. But, we got to do the do. You have to be here. All right. So let's dive straight into our major news headline for this morning. Government to expand student loans to all tertiary institutions, Education Minister. The government is taking steps to expand the operations of the Student Loan Trust Fund to cover all tertiary institutions nationwide, the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, has said. The initiative seeks to ease the financial burden on students in both public and private tertiary institutions. In his word, he said, "We are committed to reducing the financial stress on Ghanaian students. We are currently evaluating the numbers, and we will ensure transparency and openness in the disbursement process." Aside from that, he said the government was also exploring avenues to fund allowances for teachers and nursing trainees, with outstanding payments for 65,000 trainees expected to be addressed soon. Mr. Idrisu was speaking at a sensitization and registration event for the disbursement of funds to first-year tertiary students under the no-fee stress policy at the University for Development Studies in Tamale. In his remarks, Mr. Idrisu indicated that the government had allocated about 500 million to the SLTF, specifically to support the payment of tuition and other academic-related expenses for private tertiary students in 2025. So yesterday, when this article was dropped, I saw people in the comment section, men at work. Yeah, so government is set to expand students' loans to all tertiary institutions, and this is coming for the Education Minister. What do you make of it, Ms. Debbie?
Well, it's a good one because, when it has to do with sharing national cake, it's known in public institutions, and then the private institutions are left out. And this has been in existence for quite some time now. And so with this, with the government extending it to all tertiary institutions, then it means every student is going to benefit from it. Yeah. And I was very happy when I also heard that persons with disability are also entitled to the same chances. Then I was like, wow, it's a great one, because if you are bringing out a policy for education and you are targeting the tertiary education, it should cut across all tertiary institutions. Even when you are in a private institution, so long as you are in Ghana and that private institutions is under the Ghana Education Service, they are also supposed to benefit from it.
Right.
And so with the student loan, and the student, like all tertiary institutions benefiting from it, it's a good one. Because trust me, going to school is not easy.
It's not easy.
And I was very happy. It's not easy.
Say it again.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Especially with the tertiary education. And with the government cabin first year, paying fees for first year students, and then as well as giving out loans. See, with the private institution, it's not that common. For them to give you a loan, it's not common. You have to pay the fees. But with the government institutions, they give, with the government tertiary institutions, they give you a file where you're supposed to apply for a loan. And some other, I think, is it there before yesterday, I was saying that it would be very good if they are going to adopt some of this technique from the Western world. Because in the Western world, tertiary education, you go free. You are on loan till you are done. And then when you get work to do, they subtract it from your pay till you are done paying.
Done paying.
Yes, and that place too, the system is working. But it's not that it's not
Sometimes
50, like it's
even
50
finish
50.
and then you have to stay in the
Yes,
house
you have
for
to stay in the
longer
house
period
like
before you
3
get
4
a job.
years before you get a job.
Right.
And sometimes you have to create a job for yourself.
For yourself.
If not, you become a burden and a liability. So I feel like cutting across the loan to all tertiary institutions is a good one, and I know these students are going to grab it in good faith, because if you are going to take a loan, it's going to ease some of this burden on the parents as well. Because I don't know, but for the private institution, some schools run trimesters, 3 semesters in a year. You go 3 times, and you will be paying the fees like that. And immediately you vacate with a tri-semester. When you vacate for the first term, you come home like 2 weeks, and then you are going back to school. And you're supposed, if it is 4,000, you're supposed to go and pay that 4,000 again to start another semester. And you're supposed to pay for hostel fees and all that. And you're going to register your course. Like, it's a whole lot. And so with this loan, it's going to help. Whether you're going to run 4 semesters or 5 semesters. So far as I'm on loan, if I'm down, make sure I'll pay it. Then it's a good one, and it's going to help parents as well.
All right, Miss Regina, what do you make of the students' loan expanding to, tertiary institutions?
All right, so I would say it's a great move. It's a very great move because, as they said, they want to ease the financial burdens on students, and we must say that that is a very good thing to do, because most of the students are the ones taking care of themselves. They just sometimes, some people even skip school or miss school for sometimes a whole semester just because they need to get to the ground to work and acquire enough money to come back to school and pay their fees and other, because it's not really about paying your fees. You need to buy handouts and all that. Yes,
pay
and
project work.
Exactly. So they need to
Project work.
like it. Yeah.
Project work. Me say, the project work, the money I pay for project work alone. Sometimes you go to school, first semester, the first day you report, then they bill our bro. When you finish paying your school, then they bill our bro.
And you have no choice.
So that should tell you
pay.
that month your salary is not yours. And they've also given a deadline. So within this deadline, you have to within this period you have to finish paying that money. And then once Charlie was they'll deduct some marks from, and Charlie it's not easy. So this students' loan coming up to help these students in the tertiary institution, I think is a good one. I'm just hoping that it's gonna work out just the way they have envisioned it to be. So that's a good one from the government and from the education minister. All right, moving on to our next news headline. GIS warns public against fake recruitment portal. The Ghana Immigration Service has issued a warning to the public about a fraudulent recruitment scheme circulating online, particularly through website goldrainhub.com. The site is falsely advertising the opening of a portal recruitment of a protocol recruitment portal, prompting the GIS to de-associate itself completely from the claims. In a press release dated June 2nd, 2025, and signed by Mr. Amwako Atta, Assistant Commissioner of Immigration and Head of Public Affairs, the GIS stated it had not authorized any individual, group, or third-party website to conduct recruitment exercises or sell protocol forms on its behalf. The service emphasized that it has not received any government clearance for recruitment at this time. The GIS assured the public that any legitimate recruitment exercise would be officially communicated through credible platforms, including national newspapers and its official channels. So that is coming from the GIS, warning the public against fake recruitment portal. Now, Miss Regina, can you read the press release for us?
Okay, so the press release: recruitment fraud alert, Immigration Service cautions against fraudulent recruitment portal. First, the management of the Ghana Immigration Service wishes to alert the general public about a fraudulent recruitment scheme being circulated via the website golurinshub.com, which falsely claims the opening of a protocol recruitment portal. Secondly, the service wishes to categorically disassociate itself from this false information and reiterate that the GIS has not engaged any individual, group, or third-party website to conduct recruitment exercises or sell protocol forms on its behalf. Furthermore, no official clearance has been given by the government for any recruitment exercise at this time. The service assures the public that when recruitment is duly authorized, it would be advertised through the appropriate and credible channels, including the national newspapers and our official platforms. Fourthly, our intelligence section, in collaboration with other state security agencies, is currently pursuing credible leads to apprehend and prosecute the perpetrators behind this fraudulent scheme. Lastly, the public is hereby strongly advised to disregard and report any communication or solicitation from golurinshub.com or similar unofficial sources. Anyone who engages with such fraudulent entities does so at their own risk.
So that is it. Even look at the name of the website.
Bombo.
Oh, look at the name of the website. That alone should even put you off.
Golanes Hub. What is this?
Look at that.
But you know, sometimes I feel we are our own problems.
We are too desperate.
Because how can this name have anything to do with GIS? Like, see,
simple name.
Ghana Immigration Service. Why would they open a portal in the name of that? goleneshub.com or whatever it is. Sometimes I'm not even shocked that educated people even fall to this kind of schemes. Sometimes I believe that before you indulge in something, you need to scrutinize it very well.
Very well.
You shouldn't just be in a rush. And you know the most interesting aspect of this, because it comes at a very cheaper rate, so they are eager to go in for it. Oh, forms in the almost 2,000, 3,000, for 10,000 kraba ubenya, then they go for it. I believe that there's a formal and official platform where the GIS will communicate this. They also have platforms. We have social medias. And with all this institution, they have a verified account. The Ghana Police Service, they have a verified account. So any information, they communicate it through there. Ghana Immigration Service, they also have a verified account. Any information, they will pass it through there.
Right.
So please don't sit in the comfort of your home. In this economy, the little money you've made for yourself, then you just give it to one lazy person out there who is just looking for ways to just survive. Or no, the person obey your. He or she wants to get from people who have worked hard. So you need to be vigilant. Whether you're educated, whether you're not educated, you need to be vigilant. And it's also surprising that intelligent and educated people are the ones who always fall for this kind of scheme. So please, also we need that. If your money don't know what to use it for, please you come to GhanaTalks Radio. Look for the ladies here, because we need money. The boys, they forget them. The ladies need money. Yes.
Miss Debbie, what do you have to say with regards to the fake application of GES?
No, what has to do with the military, immigration, and the police service. I wouldn't say that the people, recruiting these people falsely are just ordinary Ghanaians. Some of them are the military personnel themselves. Because some time ago, they arrested a police for fakely recruiting people. And then he has taken money from 927 people. A police personnel taking money from 927 people, assuring them of recruiting them in the police sector, in the immigration sector, and in the military sector, because allegedly he said he had connection with people there. So you see, all this thing comes back to the people we now call security personnel, because most of them, they are corrupt, and it's like we putting square pegs in round holes. Because we know someone in the sector, we know someone in the immigration sector. Oh, me boys need be about. They don't even scrutinize the person. They don't do any background check of the person to ensure that we now into the police sector or the immigration sector, this person is there for the work. No. Immediately it's an MP or a top official or a top political official that is bringing in the people. They recruit them, and then at the end of the day, these people become a thorn in the flesh of that particular sector. Because me, I don't believe that. I know normal people do it. Some bloggers can just sit in the comfort of the zone. I mean, hacking people's accounts and then using it to fraud others. But 99% are people we call security personnel in this country.
So you believe that this whole Buhara coming?
Oh yes, it's coming.
Definitely.
There are some people bad nuts in those sectors that are, I mean, tarnishing the image of the sector. I won't say all of them, but then I'll say there are bad nuts in them that are doing this. Because they did one to my late brother. He wanted to go into the immigration sector. Papa. And at the end of the day, one tissue, and it got to a time called reporting Nipane or police station called Ojinisika. You see, so only then is someone he knows.
He's someone he knows.
He knows. What of Obia Wu Nimuno on social media? See, I can use the picture of President Mahama and write underneath it President Mahama. Anytime President Mahama posts something, I'll post it on my page. And do you think President Mahama or former President Akufo-Addo would sit in his comfort zone and text you?
No.
You should go and even ask them how many times they've been texting with their own appointees. It's not rare. And then you see people using President Mahama's pictures, former President Akufo-Addo's pictures, using top political officials' pictures with their names, and they are frauding people.
That's very sad.
And they've created awareness about this, still some people are falling to it. So we just need to be careful. And what the Ghana Immigration Service are saying, bueno, we have people that are doing it. They should check in their sector.
So I think it boils down to the individual who wants to apply for that school to be vigilant as well. I think to be on a safer side, just go to their portal, go to their websites, go to Google.
We have a lot of portals for immigration service, so you won't even know which one is a raw immigration portal.
But I believe when you read it, if indeed like forms are out for you to apply to go into that sector, you will know.
Have you come across someone who is a fraudster before?
They do advertisements.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do it in daily graphic, even on social media. So the best thing to do is go to their website, go and verify if indeed applications have been sent out or if it's open. Or better still, go to their social media platform, because I believe they post such vital information there.
And what you are saying, they said it. They stated it in there that if it is being released, it will be published on all newspapers. Yeah.
So don't let someone go and take your money.
Are you saying that with those people that they've frauded so far,
their money?
Immigration, the Sikane they are sharing. But are you saying that the immigration service, they've not been they've not been advertising it in other like normal television, like the big televisions we know?
The fraudsters.
As in
the immigration service.
The immigration service.
When their applications are out.
Yes.
I think they do. They mentioned that they will publish it.
So how come? But you see, I think some bloggers needs to be like, they should arrest some of them.
This is where we are a media house. Anyone can just come in that, oh, I want to do an advertisement, because we want the money. We just go ahead and take it without verifying.
Without fact checking.
It got to a point, let me use as a celebrity, Nana McBrown, for example. Is it my will, my life insurance, something? It came up at a point where people were saying that it was a fraud. But because her face was on it, people were tagging her.
I now understand why was this Tomboy that was suing EcoBank. Was it Stone?
Sarkodie.
You see,
it
when
his face was Sarkodie.
It wasn't his face, but it wasn't his face though. But these are some of the things. Look alike. We have someone who looks exactly like you, no doubt.
So you can't use your look alike for advertisement.
No, wait. We have people who looks exactly like you, and then some fans they find it very difficult to detect the real you, and then they look alike. We have
What fan is that?
Then
you don't know your then you don't know your favorite.
Haven't you seen someone tapping you and calling you a different name? And then you tell me like,
because
you look
so
like
right
the person.
Right now, you look like someone, and you see an obituary poster.
God forbid.
Wow.
God forbid. God forbid. God forbid. That is not me.
No, it's not you, but
yeah, I know.
You look like someone.
I know, but you see,
poster.
we need to be very, very careful when you be or your hairdresser like he's into fashion. No, akofa Nana Mama Brown picture. Wa akofa Anita Ekria Ekufu, Bella Mundi, Ebia wa trust bia manaya nefe without the person consent. Udi akọ boho. You see, when you can recruitment yi, akofa
for that one, it's even in a positive way. With these celebrities who dress stylishly and maybe as a designer or someone, you just take
it's a positive way, but people also take that as a yardstick to do evil.
See, it all boils down to the individual to be vigilant. Just be vigilant.
You can be vigilant, but
how can you see a portal like this
out, it will still continue. These people, they
act
very
raw. So what do you think we should do to these people?
So the migration should go back and check within every fear. Sometimes ade taro ohwini o. Ade ebon etaro ohwini. Ubera ha wo say ha bon betimi am be the whole place, but has still like the place still smells because the thing is here and you haven't cleaned it.
No, yes, I want no ben ohwini.
So you understand what I was trying
to
say, right?
We get it.
So you should go back. If those people are not arrested, then what are we doing? It will still continue. And as much as we the citizens needs to be careful. Almost one
oh, let's hear it.
No.
We'll pay. We'll contribute and pay. Oh, yeah. So this is where we draw the curtains. Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to do the other stories. Yeah, so this is where we draw the curtains for the news headline review. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
Good morning and welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear, and favor. Looks like of late, interesting stuffs are coming up. Now, yesterday, Parliament was in session, and then there is a levy that has been brought on board. 1 cedi fuel levy. Now, 1 cedi fuel levy unjustified and burdensome. This is an energy analyst. So the executive director of the Center for Environment and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Insia, has raised strong concerns over the government's newly approved 1 fuel levy, describing it as aggressive, uncreative, and detrimental to already strained consumers. He questioned the government's continued reliance on petroleum taxes to address financial gaps in the energy sector. He argued that whilst the fuel levy is expected to raise 5.7 billion to support the energy sector obligations, it merely adds to the history of ineffective fiscal interventions that fail to resolve the sector's structural inefficiencies. So, Parliament yesterday was in session, and then the Finance Minister, Dr. Kaiser Lato-Forsen, made it known that they are introducing a 1 cedi levy which means that every Ghanaian is going to pay that 1 cedi levy. And that levy is going to help curb doomsor or power outages we are experiencing in this country. Now, I wouldn't say it's a bad move. It's in a good direction. But is it going to be one of the methods we've had? Because this is how e-levy started. They told us that e-levy is going to generate about billions of cedis for this country. And they told us that that money is going to be projected into the development of the country. And because of that, they closed down toll booths. Now, we paid e-levy. Almost everyone paid e-levy. Even if you're a child born today and you are asked to go and transact money or send money to someone, you will still be charged with e-levy. Now, we paid that money for almost 3 to 4 years, but we saw nothing. If we will be sincere with ourselves, we saw nothing. Now, we've noticed that of late there are power outages here and there. And this is what the majority is bringing on board, that they are introducing a 1 cedi levy. So automatically when you go to buy fuel, they deduct the 1 cedi from it. And just imagine the total population of Ghanaians in the country. So if everyone is supposed to pay 1 cedi, what they are saying is that we are going to get 5.7 billion. And that will be used, to minimize the ongoing power outages in the country. And we all know that these power outages have, come with a negative impact on the country, especially people who rely on it 24/7. And I would say almost 90% of the citizens of this country rely on the energy. We rely on, lights for almost everything. So with the 1 cedi levy, it is good, but is it going to execute its intended purposes? Or is one of the political talks we've had over the previous years? Because this is not something new to us. We've had something of this sort occasionally, and then we saw nothing. No one even accounted to us. Since this, with the 11, they never even accounted to us when they started it, the money they've acquired from it, what they've used the money for. And they never even inquire from the citizens whether what they claim they've used the money from, we have seen it or we have benefited from it. And so with this 1% or 1 cedi levy that the majority has proposed to Parliament, that Ghanaians are supposed to pay so that we curb or we bring an end to doomsor in the country. Is it going to stop doomsor, or is the money will be used to pay for the debt we own in the energy sector, and still we are going to experience doomsor? Are they going to be accountable to us? That, okay, fine, we brought this 1 cedi levy. This is the money we've gotten so far out of the 5.7 billion we've said or we've purported to get. And this is what we've used it to do. Are we going to see something of that sort? And are they sure that this 5.7 billion is totally going to bring down doomsor? Because we will be very shocked, and I personally wouldn't be so much surprised if at the end of all this levy and we still not see an end to doomsor. Then there'll be a question: what was that money used to do? But someone will say, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. With the 1 cedi levy, as I said earlier on, it's not bad. But if this is what you are bringing on board, then please ensure that as the citizens are going to pay for this 1 cedi levy, we experience its benefits. Because when we pay for this 1 cedi levy, and then at the end of the day, doomsor still continues, then it means the money is going to the pocket of one person. And it's also pointing out to one thing: that all these political officials are the same. And Dumso, as I said, is one of the critical issues that the country is battling with as it stands now. Sitting here, we cannot even detect. The light can just go off anytime it wants and then come back anytime it wants. And this is because, according to the energy sector, we owe some sum of money which we are supposed to pay. And if the only solution out is for us to pay a levy, a 1 CD levy, you see, we see the 1 CD levy as something less, but trust me, it's a huge money. Because if out of this 1 CD levy we are going to be getting like 5.7 billion, then it is a huge money. But what we are seeking for is that the money is used for its intended purpose. Even if along the way, I mean, there are some hitches somewhere, we should be aware, or they should create our notice that yes, this is the sum of money we said we want, or this is the sum of money we are thinking to get, but then at the end of the day we didn't get such. And as I said, I wouldn't be so much surprised if at the end of the day we still hear the normal stories we've been hearing. So please, if you're going to take 1 CD levy, and that 1 CD levy is to stop Dumso, then we are looking forward to that. But mind you, we are also keeping our eyes on it. From now till when the 1 CD will start to have an effect on us. That is, from when we will start paying this 1 CD levy, we are also expecting that from that day, we will see no Dumso. And we want to have a clear mind. If this 1 CD we are going to pay is totally going to stop Dumso, or we are paying it and then for 3 months we will experience no Dumso, and after 3 months we'll see another Dumso. So please, we are watching, and we are definitely going to hold you accountable for that. If after paying all this money we still experience Dumso in the country. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much for making time with us on the Debbie's Grill. Miss Regina, what do you have for us today in history? And did you know? I hope you added did you know, because me, dear, I want to learn you.
All right. So today in history, June 4th uprising. Ghana experienced a pivotal moment in its political history, known as the June 4th uprising. This event was initiated by junior officers and enlisted men of the Ghana Armed Forces, led by Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. The uprising was a response to widespread dissatisfaction with the ruling Supreme Military Council, SMC II, which was accused of corruption, economic mismanagement, and authoritarian rule. The movement culminated in the establishment of the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, which governed Ghana until September 24, 1979, when democratic elections were held. 1948, South Africa. On this day, Daniel Francois Malone became the Prime Minister of South Africa. His National Party government institutionalized the policy of apartheid, enforcing racial segregation and discrimination that lasted for decades. On this day, assassination of Kudirat Abiola, 1996. Kudirat Abiola, a prominent pro-democracy activist and wife of detained presidential candidate Moshood Abiola, was assassinated in Lagos. She was a vocal critic of the military regime led by General Sani Abacha, and played a significant role in advocating for her husband's release and the restoration of democracy in Nigeria. Her assassination was widely condemned and remains a poignant reminder of the struggles faced during Nigeria's pro-democracy movement. This day is observed as International Day of Innocent Children, Victims of Aggression. This day is dedicated to acknowledging the pain suffered by children who are victims of physical, mental, and emotional abuse, particularly in conflict zones, a reality that has affected various regions in Ghana and Africa. Moving to some educational did you know based on educative facts. Did you know that teaching children in creative ways, like using music or storytelling, improves memory retention? This is why many African communities traditionally use songs and stories for education. Did you know that each extra year of school increases a person's income by 10% on average? Education is not just about knowledge. It directly boosts economic opportunity. So when you go to school, acquire a PhD, your salary needs to go up. Master's salary double. Degree salary triple. Did you know that peer learning, students teaching students, improves academic performance, especially in overcrowded classrooms? Collaborative learning reinforces knowledge and builds communication skills. Did you also know that educating girls reduces the likelihood of early marriage and teenage pregnancy? Each additional year of schooling can reduce a girl's risk of early marriage by 5 to 6%. And that's all for today on Today in History. And did you know, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for that fascinating fact. Yes, today I got to know that you teach children in a creative way. That's what you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that works perfectly.
Yeah.
Because
even in schools, JHS, SHS, with most of our acronyms was given to us in songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when it happens like that, you are able to remember early.
And up to now, you can still sing some of them.
Is it photosynthesis, if I'm not mistaken? I think photosynthesis and Pluto, Mars, and all
then
that.
I think the 11 elements of in science, 11
Yeah.
elements of
something.
compound. Then we use it for song.
Yeah, you use it for song. And then you also mentioned that when you educate ladies or when you educate women, you prevent
likelihood of early marriage.
Hey, how does that happen? But a person can still be going to school and decide to go and do early marriage.
I believe that is not what they want. But when you are educated, you get that knowledge. So I feel that you get to stand up for yourself and all that.
I think the education should mainly be for the guidance, the parents. Well, some of these kids are too young to stand up for themselves. And then you see them running away from home to find a place of shelter where they can actually have their peace of mind. And then at the end of the day, their lives end up in shambles.
Yeah.
So I feel like parents,
just as the last time producer brought a story that the family of a guy is trying to marry early. Look at that. The guy is educated and is avoiding that. But the parent, I think I agree with what Mr. said. The parents need to be educated on that as well. We are in modern Ghana. Yes, and you also mentioned that the last one has to do with collaborative learning, and it works for me a lot.
Yeah, students teaching.
I don't know which one works for you. Which one works for you?
All works for me.
All collaborative learning.
Can learn alone when you come together to also learn. But with coming together, it sticks faster than and when you get to the exam, so you remember it because you were in a group.
Yeah, you were in a group.
And what one said, what I said, what other person said, you just put it together then you get your A.
And even sometimes you even make fun of it.
Exactly.
You'll be like, hey, you were trying to
bab.
say this word. You didn't even say it well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
So that's
really
it.
helps.
So that was it on Did You Know and Today in History. Yeah. So this is where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right after this, we'll be going for the news. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand